Hello, my rosebuds. How are y'all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you had a lovely week and you're going into your weekend, and I hope it will be a good one for you and a safe one. I wanted to reintroduce myself, especially to those of you who are just joining me. I am Rosie, the owner of this YouTube channel, Heart to Heart with Rosie. I'm a native of Jamaica. I migrated to the US over 30 years ago, where I have been ever since. I have an amazing son who resides in Florida. Oh, and by the way, he has his own YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to drop it in the description so you guys can check him out sometime. He's pretty good. Both of my parents are deceased. My siblings are scattered across the globe. I reside in New Jersey, work in New York for a wonderful organization for over 20 years. I love to travel when time and money permits, mind you. I'm a lover of wine, especially red wine. I love getting together with my family and friends. I love also to entertain when I can. I enjoy the beach, a good book. I love music, almost all genres, and I especially love my own company. We are all navigating through this thing we call life, and what better way to do it than with each other? I will be sharing some of my travel escapades, sorry, with you as well, as I'll be having some fun but wonderful conversations with friends, acquaintances, and loved ones from all ages. I'll also be doing my own little chats from time to time by my lonesome. So keep an eye out for those as well. I hope that you will stick around to see what's in store, and that by you sticking around, you'll help me in making this journey and the transition a smooth and entertaining one. I thank you for being here. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you will continue to support me while enjoying my channel. Just don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. All right, so we're going to move into the juicy stuff. And I know you saw somebody on the, I guess, the right, the left of my screen, whichever you're facing your screen. So, yeah. And he's a wonderful and dear friend, which we now know as, or he is now, Riki. Riki, welcome, welcome to my channel, my darling. Glad to have
Hi, thank you for
you.
having me, Rose. I'm happy to be here.
Yes. Just a little bit about Ricky. He sent me his bio, and I'm just going to read it for you. Ricky is an efficient personal trainer, possessing over 10 years of dance and performance experience. They have a background in cross training and utilize circuit, resistance, cardiorespiratory, plyometric, dance, Pilates, and yoga techniques. They've been able to exceed client goals and empower body, mind, and soul. They are equipped as a certified personal trainer, women's fitness specialist, and senior fitness specialist with certifications from the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and have studied at the Martha Graham School for Contemporary Dance, the oldest professional school of dance in the United States. Ricky has performed, choreographed, coached, and taught in their native country, Jamaica, as well as in New York, Florida, Texas, and Nevada. Boy, you are so much things that me never realize. Okay, no. Yes, sir. All right. After extensive training at world renowned dance academies and leading a career as a professional dancer and performance artist, their hunger for development in the creative arts space grew stronger. Ricky brings to the table a wealth of knowledge and experience through teaching, coaching, and collaborating with other artists and students, and provides unique opportunities for client growth. Again, welcome. All right. So, while reading your bio, I
Mhm,
noticed that you referred to yourself as they.
mhm,
Now, this is a subject I would love for you to come back, and hopefully I can get Denali to come on as well.
mhm, mhm,
So we can chat about this, because I would like to understand, and I'm sure other people too, more about what this really means for us as a society, for you, your family, and your friends. So
mhm.
why are you, or why do you want to be referred to as they?
Ultimately, it's because I do not see myself as a man. I guess
Okay.
is the easiest way
Explanation. Okay.
to put it.
Mm-hmm.
But just to go a little bit deeper, I have always felt like someone else. Like
Uh-huh.
growing up, I've always felt like I had to like fit into certain roles. I always felt like I had to kind of learn how to kind of like be, I guess, a man in a Jamaican context. And it was something that I could never really grasp.
Right.
And I would always beat myself up about it because ultimately that would provide protection for me. Because if
Okay.
they saw me as something else,
Mm-hmm.
that means, homophobia comes into play. And then,
Right.
and that has been my experience growing up in Jamaica.
Okay.
And like leaving here, leaving Jamaica and coming here, having that opportunity to come here gave me enough space to kind of like think in such an expanded way, like ways in which I wasn't even thinking in
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica because I
Right.
was trying to fit in. And even when I came out, I was trying to fit in as a gay man as well, and it wasn't really connecting either. So when I kind of like had the exposure, the opportunity, the education, and then coupled with the pandemic, the opportunity to sit with myself and think about who I am authentically as a person, I've come to realize that I've never really, truly, personally subscribed to, feeling like
Mm-hmm.
I am of a, male, gender,
A
really.
gender. Right.
You
Right.
Sex is a whole different thing because biologically
Mm-hmm.
I feel very comfortable in my body. I feel very comfortable in my skin. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to change any of that. But how I want to present myself in the world is someone that is not trying to fit into a particular binary. I don't want to
Okay.
be, either or, because I don't
Okay.
think I am a woman as well. I believe that I
Hmm.
have, trans feminine, tendencies. I'm
Okay.
definitely more effeminate than like masculine presenting.
Right.
And now being able to say that I am non-binary has
Mm-hmm.
given me the freedom to express myself fully, especially in my clothing. And I feel like if I still saw myself as a gay man, I wouldn't have the full expression now that even you have like, come to see in
Right.
recent times. It has
Right.
really allowed me to explore myself and give myself room to understand who truly I am. And what I am is not a man.
But I won't lie. I won't lie. When I saw you when we had the I think that was the first time I think I was seeing you since everything.
When we went
Um
to that
the
Met,
Met, the Met at
the Met
the upright in Times Square. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you showed up in your neon green dress, like really close fitting dress. You took my breath away. You actually took I'm like,
You
I
were
didn't even know what to say.
gobsmacked.
Yeah, I don't know if Larry was even ready for that. I'm not even sure, but um
Honestly, on Larry's part, it has been a lot of hand holding for sure.
so okay, I don't feel bad. I'm not alone.
It
Okay.
is a shift. I get
Yes.
it. But
Yes.
it comes so naturally for me because what it is really, Rose, is doing the things that I have always wished and wanted to do, but thought that it was wrong
Right.
because
Right.
I am a man.
A man.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
I do not want to be boxed in this construct. And like honestly, truly, Rose, not one for the man them these days. Like the men are not it. They are not it. Like they need to go to therapy. They
Yeah.
need to kind of like get into themselves because
Himself. Yeah.
even how I see men treating women, I don't want to
Yeah.
subscribe. I don't
Yeah.
ascribe to that.
To
I'm not
that.
that person.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And like it has even in that way, it has allowed me to really lean into my feminine side even more. And
Hmm.
Rose, that is where my strength comes from. That is where my strength comes from. So why am I going
Interesting.
to deny that? You know, part of me sees my mom in me, my grandma in me, my great grandma in me, and those are really fierce, resilient women who I, draw power from.
Honey, and you are fierce. Let let the people hear that from me. You are fierce. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I feel like when people put the he on me, I don't know if sometimes I feel like it's projection. Sometimes I feel like it's like, ignorance or lack of
Mm-hmm.
knowledge, because
Mm-hmm.
even me, I didn't even know that there was even a thing as they them until well into I was here. It was a situation in
Ah.
the office that kind of like
Oh.
alerted me to the fact that non-binary people existed. We
Okay.
did the dance festival, Rose, and one of the members of Ballet Hispanico
Uh-huh.
retired and was working at the Actors Fund at the Dancers Resource.
Mm-hmm.
And because they interact with the dancers whenever we do festivals, they come in and
Mm-hmm.
talk. And before
Hey,
they
yep.
came in to have the talk, they sent an email to, Denise, my boss at the time,
Right.
explaining that I'm a non-binary person. These are my pronouns. These are how I would like to be addressed. And I remember it vividly. Me,
Wow.
Denise and Sarah, like trying to wrap our head around, like, what is this? What
Wow.
is this? But
Wow.
I left that situation very interested in finding out more because
More.
it resonated with me. And that essentially kind of
Ah.
like started the journey, and a long one at that, because this is around like 2016. And it
Right.
was
Right.
really like 2019
Mm-hmm.
when
Mm-hmm.
I started calling myself queer. And then it was really 2020 in the throes of the pandemic.
Okay, you see, you're gone into another thing now, which actually Denali, when we exchange our emails and bio and stuff, I noticed that he changed, or yes, she changed the word from gay to queer. So you know what? Let us not get too caught up into that, because
Yes, we're
we
gonna put
going to
a quick
have
link
we
right
yes,
there
and you
because
have
we
to,
have
you
a
will have to come back, and we are
Mhm,
going to get into this
mhm,
little more deeper. Yeah.
mhm.
So thank you for clearing that up. I will try to remember, because I mean, when I in the office, when after learning that you had changed your name to, and people, if you don't ever know, let me tell you, no, he was Ricardo. Okay. Now she's Riki. Okay. So when I heard that, oh, you have to call she's now going by Riki. I'm like, huh? And I just couldn't stop calling you Ricardo. I said it a couple of times in the office. Larry actually corrected me. He let me, yes, he actually said, no, go by Ricky. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. So Michael is the one that I think refers to you more so as Ricky. And with him saying it more, I've kind of caught on, and I've been trying to say it more as well. So I never knew it was such a big deal. And like I say, I really want to learn more about that. I
Yes,
definitely do,
yes,
because I don't want to make the mistake and
yeah.
somebody go offend me and,
Yeah.
yeah, shut me down. And yeah, so
But
I want
I
to be
will
able to do
say
the right
this,
thing.
Rose. I
Mm-hmm.
will say this, and it's the last thing I will say on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, personally, because everyone goes through their journey differently and like take things personally, and like,
Right. Right.
most people are firm. For me, I feel like I'm definitely a little bit in between, especially when I have understanding for people who know who I am essentially.
Right.
Like, I
Right.
know you, Rose. I love you, Rose, and I know
Mm-hmm.
that it's the same here.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I don't necessarily have hard feelings whenever mistakes are made, but it's just the intentionality of like moving forward. I understand
Yes.
that this is what they want, and I love them enough to respect that and honor
Mm-hmm.
their wishes.
Mm-hmm.
And, is a work in progress.
It is. It is. It is. It takes adjusting, getting used to. Like you said, even with Larry, it was a, holding hand type of thing,
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah, but like I say, I think Michael is the one that actually says it more in the office. So I'm catching on. I'm catching on a little bit better. So yeah, 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 yeah. So forgive me if I call you Ricardo from time to time, but me kind of getting used to Ricky. Yes, I am. I am. I am. All right. So make we shut off that little part because we have a whole segment for that. So
Mhm,
make we
mhm.
move right into it. Um, so I met you when you were an intern with DRA, which DRA people is Dancers Responding to AIDS, and it's a program of Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS, the organization that I work for. And Ricky was he came in as an intern for DRA. So I want to know, how did you learn about us and the internship?
So I always knew that the Fire Island Dance Festival existed.
Mm-hmm.
I just did not know that it was connected to DRA and that it was a
Ah,
fundraising
okay.
organization.
Mm-hmm.
So I got here basically seeking asylum. And when I started that process, I was not able to work, because you have to,
Got you.
the application needs to be received. And then once they start processing it, once it passes a period of time that you're in the country,
Mm-hmm.
that's they decide, okay, you can work, which is normally like a 6-month process.
Okay.
But because of that, I had the unique opportunity to get involved with the Asylum Project, which was a program of Housing Works, which is a
Right.
major non-for-profit organization here that advocates for people living with HIV, people who are homeless, people who are coming out of prison. So they had this project called the Asylum Project, and they were housing asylees. They were providing stipends, they were providing food, and they were providing access like to work opportunities. And
Okay.
I was onboarded in the asylum project
Mm-hmm.
when I revealed that I had a background as a dancer, and I also worked in communications.
Okay.
The the program coordinator at the time was very involved as a donor for Broadway Cares. And
Mm-hmm.
I knew that, there was a program of Broadway Cares called Dancers Responding to AIDS. And
Okay.
he was like, okay, let me try to figure out how to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
And he reached out to Chris Davis at the time and was like, do you guys need an intern? I have a person who, was a dancer in Jamaica, and, they're trying to kind of like assimilate here as an asylee.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
Boom. That's it. Yeah.
let's have an interview and we'll talk to them. And
Mm-hmm.
I came in, and this was April 2015. I
Right.
came in and did a little interview for this internship. And it was like, can you come in tomorrow?
That quick, huh?
And I started, as the DRA intern at Broadway Cares, and I did that for about 2 years.
Yep.
It was very eye-opening, very exciting, very philanthropic. I got so many opportunities from
Fantastic.
it. So because one of the things that was happening because of I was saying earlier that I had to take the internship because I couldn't work.
Right. Right.
And I really appreciated how, Broadway Cares, really DRA, kind of figured out ways to kind of like repay me. So like I got a scholarship, that same Martha Graham school,
Martha Graham. Right.
having a
Right.
resume, that I can say that I went to the oldest, dance school
Mm-hmm.
in the
Mm-hmm.
world. That was facilitated, from a
Through
grant
DR.
through
Right. Right.
DRA, so it
That's
was
good. That's good. Good.
really,
Good things. Good things. Yes. Our organization not so bad after all.
yeah. Mhm.
All right. So you've been talking about dance, Martha Graham, you got your scholarship, and even in your bio, you talked a little bit, you mentioned a little bit extensively about dancing. Um, how did you become a dancer? What what or who was your inspiration?
Um,
And at what age did you actually start? Did you really start dancing?
well, I will say that I've been twirling since I was 5. At 5, I don't know, and I can't remember. Probably watching Sesame Street or something like that, and like seeing dancers and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I was exposed to it, and
Mm-hmm.
I always like felt in touch with my body. I always wanted
Okay.
to like express myself with my body. So I did that growing up.
Mm-hmm.
But it seriously became a thing when I was at UWI in Kingston, the
Oh.
University of the West
Mm-hmm.
Indies. And there was a club called the University Dance Society.
Okay.
And the advisor who was at the time was a like an older male dancer, very established in Jamaica. He was running it, and
Mm-hmm.
he saw me and was like, "You should come and join the club." So
He saw all the twirls, huh?
exactly, he clapped me real quick, Rose, and so I started dancing in college, and
Okay.
that kind of like provided an opportunity for me to audition for a modern dance company that
Okay.
was based in Kingston called the Company Dance Theater.
Mm-hmm.
I auditioned, I got in. I trained with them at the CDT school, and
Mm-hmm.
that was how the modern technique started building. And then I ended up dancing, with them for 5 years until I
Okay.
came up here.
Okay. So
Mhm.
pretty much dancing was your livelihood then.
Yeah,
You
for my
okay.
my adult life,
Right,
yeah,
adult life.
yeah,
Okay, 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 cool. Um,
Jamaica at least.
right, exactly. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know that you said, yeah, you are an immigrant. Why did you leave?
Because of the homophobia
Okay,
and because of my health. I was recently diagnosed with HIV, and there at the time was a huge kind of like stigma
stigma.
that was going on there. It's a little bit better now, I can say. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just afraid. I was afraid to seek care because I just didn't know how safe I would be in getting said care. And, this happened 8 years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
in that moment, I had to say to myself, Ricky, you're going to have to figure out how you are going to stay alive. And I just don't think it's going to be here. And that was the impetus that got me, you know, to the States. And then from there, I sought asylum. And then while that was happening, I was at Broadway Cares.
So, how did you initiate filing for asylum, or did you get a visa and then
So I
flew?
already had a visitor's visa, so I was able to
Okay,
land that.
okay,
And then once I got to the country, I
right.
then hooked up with Housing Works. I did my little research, found the asylum project, and they were the ones who helped to facilitate. It was pro bono legal support and all of that. If I don't, I don't know what I would have done.
I've done. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
but
yes, yes,
they
yes.
really took me through the process, and it was a bunch of us. They
That's
were doing it for
good.
a bunch of
A
us.
bunch of you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I was lucky enough to get into that situation and have the comprehensive care
Hmm.
from housing to legal support.
I know. How long did you have to, was there like a cutoff for you to stay in the program or to stay, with them? Were
So
they
the
gonna?
program actually ended up dissolving because it was not getting any funding. So um
Wow.
luckily, the Housing Works has another organization called the HIV Law Project. So all the
Right.
legal cases went over there, and so they continued to help us with because
Oh,
they were already helping us,
right.
but the housing support and like the stipends and like access to different kinds of like internships and so on, all of
That
that
got
cut out,
went. Oh,
and then
wow.
no one else could join the program, so they really just wanted to cycle out the people who
The
they were
people who already in. Okay. 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 Got you. Got you. Got you.
2017 ish. But
Wow.
by then, I had already had work authorization and I was working, so at least I could sustain myself. But
Right.
yeah,
Right. So when you came here, did you start the process right away? Would you say, how long would you say the process from filing with Housing Works
eight
to
years,
now?
eight
Jesus.
years. Rose, I got my green card in
Wow.
April. And to me, that is the end of the process because now I'm no longer an
Wow.
asylee. I'm a permanent
You're a
resident of
permanent resident.
the
Right,
States.
right.
It
Wow.
took from 2014 to 2022 to finish that process.
Wow.
And
Jesus.
it was a lot of time, it was a lot of energy, it was a lot of effort. Well, you saw it because I mentioned
Yes,
to you,
yes, yes, yes. I know
and
parts of it.
it's very interesting now because it was an 8-year cycle. And now that I have completed that, I haven't even realized, I am just now realizing how much time I have on my hands.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
now have to kind of like refocus to say, okay, so now you're navigating SetGood. This is what you're going to take the next 8 years to
So,
build. So it was a long,
yeah.
tedious process. I would not recommend it to anyone.
Okay,
But
because that was gonna be one of my next questions to you. Like, okay, looking back, from where you're coming from to now, would you do anything differently? Are there any regrets coming to the US?
today I will tell you that I have no regrets because I learned so much.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that process, Rose, turned me into an adult because it was in that moment, and like even just the length of it,
Mm-hmm.
I really can now see that, when you make choices, they
Yes,
are repercussions.
yes,
And when you
yes,
have to follow through with,
yes,
you can't be flippant
yes.
about your choices.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's after this experience, I can truly say that I am an adult.
It
I
literally
think
forced you to grow
through.
up. Yeah,
Yes,
you had to grow up. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah,
it
yeah,
is not for the faint of heart. But at the same time, if you feel like you are in danger,
yeah,
you have to leave.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have to leave.
yeah, yeah,
Because, Rose, and I'm in the process of making a show about it because I really want to, because people don't know
no, yeah,
how
yeah,
hard it is.
it
And
is.
it was definitely a struggle. But I learned a lot. I
Yeah.
learned a lot. I
So
went through.
you wouldn't really recommend somebody going through that, like doing that. But if they're in trouble, if they feel like then seek the best way out. Okay,
Yes,
okay, okay,
yes, for
okay,
sure.
okay, okay.
For
Have
sure.
you s- have you stopped dancing at all?
It's funny that you should say that. The one of the things about also growing up
Mm-hmm.
is like accepting the fact that you have to kind of like put certain things aside. And that was very tough for me to put the dancing aside because once I had the internship at DRA, it did
Mm-hmm.
facilitate some of my dancing because I
Right.
was getting scholarships and I was going out there, I was taking classes and I was dancing.
Mm-hmm.
But once I left that internship and then had to figure out, okay,
Yep.
I now have to find like actual employment,
Yes.
then it really became about the
Yeah.
actual employment.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the creation of Set Good Studios is also a manifestation for me
Mm-hmm.
opportunities to dance again.
Okay.
So I will say that I'm dancing now again.
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. That's good. And
Yeah.
people, me I go tell you no, the man or the girl, the child
Mhm,
have
mhm.
a hell of a body. When me tell you say it good. Me I tell you, him can showcase it. Him can showcase it. You know
Strong.
what? You know what it remind me of? You remind me of you're going into an art class and you sit there as the
Oh,
prop, the piece where the people
yes.
them can draw. Listen to me. That's how good his body looks. That much me I go tell you no. Only can go seek him out when me done me show. Only can go seek him out. But gonna switch gears. I heard you talking. I didn't want you to touch on it, but you did. You mentioned Set Good Studio. This is a new area of your life for me. In your bio, you mentioned about the training and all the stuff that you went through, the places that you had to, you did your stuff. Um, I'm happy for you, very happy, and I'm interested in hearing more about it. So you are now this fitness guru slash personal trainer. And you did talk a little bit about how you became a personal trainer. So, how you actually switched from dancing into this. But you want to probably go into it a little bit more? Yeah, you're in the big boys league now. So, yeah, make we talk like a business now. So, drop it
Sure,
through it.
sure. So at one point, I had a really nice job, and it afforded me, a personal trainer.
Right.
So, and like I never had I never went to the gym. Never had I was afraid of the gym because it's this
Really?
masculine setting, and I just did not want to be this, like, sissy, quote unquote,
Yeah.
in this space. But then that was how I thought of myself as a gay man. But now that I see myself as a non-binary person, I
Mhm.
show up in the gym in a much different way because, I'm presenting as myself. So, we have a problem. Have a problem.
People, we're not going to talk about how him show up. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah, listen, all I can say is you hear how they talk about the hoochie man shots them now for the summer. Listen, he's more than a hoochie. So we're not going to even go there. We're not going to even talk about him. Keep talking about SetGood, please. Thank you.
But while I had the personal trainer, I was thinking of transitioning out of the current job that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I was seeing a therapist because all of this is happening while I had this.
While, yes,
And it was weighing heavy on
a
me.
lot. Yeah.
And once I started with the personal trainer, I started to see like true growth, like physical growth and strength. And I felt like, in a way, it allowed me to think of myself as more because I physically felt stronger. So
Mm-hmm.
then I was much more compelled to show up for myself in the other areas of my life. So I was much more present in the therapy sessions. I was much more present about like actively seeking out what I would like to do. Like I
Mm-hmm.
saw better for myself and I just felt good, and I was like, I feel like I could do this for people as well, you
Right.
know. And once I truly kind of like got to a point where I kind of like gained strength, I started also dancing again,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then once all of that started coming into place, I started figuring, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to transition out because I can be a personal trainer and I can also be a dancer, at the
Right.
same time.
Combine them. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And initially, I was going to work at a gym. You know,
Right. I remember that. Yes.
I was going to work at a gym. I started at New York Sports Club,
Mm-hmm.
and then I ended up at Equinox. And then the pandemic happened.
Yep.
And then they said, we're going to go for 2 weeks.
That went to like 2.5 years.
And
Yeah.
this September of 2020, Equinox reopened, and I went back there.
Mm-hmm.
And Rose, after all that we saw, it just did not feel
Just
comfortable.
isn't.
And I started to then think to myself, well, you want to train because you were agonizing about like what you need to do and like how are
Right.
you going to transition back to dancing. So this is what you want to do, but how is
Mm-hmm.
it really going to look like?
Right.
And then that was when I kind of listened to this inner voice that was saying, girl, take the plunge and start your own business. Because the thing that was also coming up, Rose, was that I did not want to go back to Equinox and train people who did not care about my own livelihood.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really wanted to be intentional to
Yep.
be and training for the people in my specific community,
Yep. Yep.
because
Yep.
we're all at risk,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I really feel like having the business has now given me, the power to choose who I really want to work with,
Right.
you
Right.
know,
That's true. That is true.
and
That
it
is
has
so very true.
it's been great. It's
That's
been
good.
great.
That's
It
good.
started off slow, but then people just starting referrals. And
That's good.
once the referrals keep going,
That's good.
so
That's good. I'm happy to hear that.
So
I'm
I
happy to hear.
definitely feel validated, Rose, for sure, in like what I'm doing, because
Doing
we have a few little girls, we have about 5 or 8, and people are see results. And
nice.
I feel like some I start small. What's
Right.
gonna be next for me now is that we're trying to figure out like classes and group fitness stuff. That's what we want to do. You know,
Okay.
how is that gonna look in person, virtual?
Uh-huh.
And I want to start promoting that, because from there I definitely want to build a community. And once me know some have community, me I gonna have my boutique gym.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my friend. Yes, my friend. Talk the things. Talk the things. Talk the things. So you say you have a few people, you say a few girls. I don't know if it's all female, but yeah, what's your clientele like? What are the ages? What are, younger people like you, middle age, so like about 10
7 clients right now active. Me a lot
active. Okay.
me a lot people in my archive, because
Oh,
then
okay.
but the recurring people right now
Mm-hmm.
are 7,
Okay,
and
okay, that's good.
6 of them are girls.
What are the ages? What are the age range?
The youngest is 27.
Okay.
The oldest is 83.
I think I know who that is. I
Mhm,
know who that is. Okay,
mhm,
okay. And they're
mhm.
doing great. They're doing good.
Great,
Oh, that's
great.
amazing. That's amazing.
And
That's good.
me train one man where 70 something.
And I think I know who that is too. But that's good. That's good. Like you
But
say, you
like in the
starting
media,
out small.
yeah,
Yeah.
the but the rest of them are like in their 30s, you know.
Okay. 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 That's
But
not bad. That's
yeah,
not bad. So you really don't have a preference, and you have the tools to train the older ones as well as the ones who probably never even been in a gym or been in a gym class. Okay, okay,
exactly,
that's good. Do you
exactly.
offer like meal plans? Do you offer stuff like that?
Not right now, but that's
Okay,
loading. I
okay,
will give nutritional advice, but I
okay.
feel like in order to get to people, you
Hmm.
have to get a bit more hands-on than that. So
Okay, okay, okay.
next certification I'm gonna get is a nutrition certification. And actually one of my clients is a meal prep chef. And that's
Oh,
what she does for a living. So we are gonna
oh.
collaborate and we're gonna do some stuff. So the clients have access to that. I want to refer my clients to her,
So
and small
yeah,
business. And I want Jamaican girl too.
really? Oh, nice,
College,
nice,
when
nice,
I used to go
nice.
to college, and she studied communications, and she come up here and something that turn one chef. Did that for
Wow.
5 years. The pandemic lick. When we come back to it, she said she no want go in a kitchen again.
Yes.
Became a meal prep chef.
There you go. There you go. There,
And
like you say, the pandemic actually opened us up to a lot of
yeah,
stuff. It really, really did.
and it's
Really.
very healthy food. Very
Oh,
healthy food.
that's good. That's
She,
good.
you
That's
know,
good.
she uses meat, but she herself is vegan, but she cook
Mm-hmm.
meat. It's
She
still
used.
it's nice.
Okay.
But if you want to kind of like get into a much more healthier way of eating,
Mm-hmm.
so
I'm
me
gonna
just
ask you for her information because I want to drop it in the description as well.
yes,
I want you
yes,
to give me her info as
yes,
well. So yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. So we can do that because yeah, I
With
think
all
I I think
Rose,
I need a nutritionist too. Huh?
she probably would have altered the show too.
Oh really? Oh, nice, nice,
Cool, cool
nice.
girl.
That
You would
sounds
love
good.
her. Cool,
That
cool
sounds good.
girl.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad.
yeah.
Okay, so what are I mean? Besides, you do the bio said it. Yoga. You do Pilates. You do a bit of every little thing
Every
basically.
little thing.
Strength training. All the.
Mhm,
Okay, okay,
mhm.
okay, okay,
So the kind of trainer that I am is that I use the circuit training.
okay, okay.
Basically, you give a bunch of strength
Mhm,
exercises in various sets, and
mhm.
then you group them together into a circuit. So basically, I would have 3 or 4 exercises with different reps.
Okay,
And then when I put it in a circuit, you would do those 4 exercises like 3 times,
okay, okay,
and then
okay,
you rest. But
okay.
what that does is add a cardiorespiratory kind of aspect to the experience as well. So we are looking
Okay,
from both ends. You do
okay.
strength work and
And
cardio.
cardio.
You know,
Okay.
I
Okay.
really like the treadmill.
Right. A lot of people don't. A lot of people really don't like the treadmill. Yeah. Yeah.
So
What are?
this way, it's a way. What the circuit training does is that it elevates your heart rate
Mm-hmm.
while you're doing, these strength exercises that are developing your muscles,
Right.
because you're doing them back to back to back, and then you rest.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and it also feels like dancing to me. So I feel like that's why I resonate with it as
Okay.
well. But then also with that, I take my clients through like a stretch flow, a yoga flow. I provide like, yoga tools and videos for them, to
Right.
use before class and like, or before a session,
Right.
that kind of stuff. And then in the workouts as well, I incorporate like Pilates
Mm-hmm.
techniques, especially how you breathe. Because in everything that you do, if
Mm-hmm.
you start with engaging the core, that's
Yeah.
all you need. That the
Okay.
core gives you the strength.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's I work with people with breathing as well through the exercises, and that comes from a much more like Pilates background. So I'm gonna try put together the things that I've done in
Uh-huh.
life to get me to how me look,
So how you look. Right. Right.
take the education from the National Academy of Sports Medicine and like
Mm-hmm.
the yoga and the Pilates techniques that I'm doing. But
Mm-hmm.
all of them things I want to get certified in it too. So me can
Okay.
take
Okay.
them through yoga flows, really do retreats, all of them something this.
Right. Right. Yeah. 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 Okay.
As they
That's a good
grow
thing.
as a business, me I go, it's a go give
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
but yeah,
Everything take a little time, and
yeah,
like it's still fairly new, so you're still growing. So
yeah,
yeah, definitely, definitely. But while you have the time now, for real, you probably should start doing some of these things, because when you really have the clients, you're probably not gonna have the time to really do
exactly.
those things too. So,
Exactly.
so yeah, try and
This
take
is
advantage of that.
definitely a growing phase for me. And I
Yeah.
feel like, I don't know, this is Leo season. It's the right in the middle of the year, like 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
kind of you have a next 6 months to kind of like charge through. And I feel like I guess I needed to wait until that time, or like,
Mm-hmm.
because I was trying to figure out like what is really next for me. And
Right.
it's really, as I was explaining to you, how much time processing and dealing with the asylum took. I
Yep.
didn't realize that until like in this
Yeah.
moment. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
just
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
now, me can shake that off and spend the time now. I get my certification them.
Mm-hmm.
I do my little thing for kind of like advertise and push and like really create the community.
Right.
And then me I look like it will be interesting to see what the next 8 years are gonna look like. Honestly.
Take your time, no rush. Just take your time. Take your time. Don't rush. We know you're
I'm
anxious
not
and
gonna rush it. I'm not
excited.
gonna rush
Yeah.
it. I'm
We
not
know
gonna
you're
rush
anxious
it.
and excited. Yeah, but take your time. Take your
But
time.
if that was 7 years of famine,
Yo, hey, I'm not about fruits. So you have to go pick. You have to pick all the fruits. Them I know,
exactly.
because it's happening. It's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, man,
Mhm.
I'm very happy, and I was, like I said, I was happy to hear when you started Set Good. People, he has a beautiful website. His photos are, oh my god, they're great. Whoever his photographer was, and whoever did his website, they did a pretty good job. So you should actually check it out. It's I'll list the description. I listed in the description. It's www.setgoodstudio.com. So you definitely have to check him out, and listen. If you want to look like how him look, then yeah, you need to get with him. You need to get with him. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Walking
Um,
Rose.
huh?
It's a walking billboard.
Yes, sir. Walking billboard, walking billboard. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm just happy that you had such a good support system too. It probably was hard and frustrating,
Mhm.
but the people that you had in your corner definitely pulled through for you, and I'm happy. I'm really happy about that. Just focus, stay focused, and stick with it, stick with it. Might be
Yes.
hard. I'm sure it will be hard. Cause see me, I try my little thing with my little platform here, and me I go slow, and me I go
Oh,
sure, but
you're doing
nobody
so well,
nah.
Rose, because I watch the episodes and I love them.
You love them.
Know? So
Thank you.
continue doing it because
Thank you, honey.
you're
Yes,
the
I
people
am.
that
I
you
am, and
know.
I will. I am, and I will. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for that.
Come in, hope so me
Um,
come back again. More than
yeah,
the
listen
second.
to me. You have to come back and tell us so you have to do the
Because
segment.
now, when
Yeah,
more want do me look a group class promo and them something, yeah,
There you go.
Okay,
There
so
you
we
go.
can take class together and put on the channels, so that the girls them know some little things we
Okay.
do.
Okay.
We
Yes.
can
Yes.
demo for
Yes.
the masses.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Exactly. Yep. You're on
We
the
can
right track.
definitely
Yeah, man.
collaborate.
Yeah, man. No,
Sure.
I'm happy. I wanted to touch on something. I don't want to get too much into it because I'm not into like the political chatter, but
Mm-hmm.
give me your thoughts and feelings on the Black Lives Matter movement.
Mm-hmm.
How has it affected you? You know, your family, your friends. How what have you gone through? Have you gone through anything regarding that? Has anything shown up in your life for you to kind of like yeah.
It's definitely been interesting for me. What I call it is the social justice movement, because that's the
Mm,
thing, so Black lives, everybody have something to say Black lives that
like
matter, this, da 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 da. Who are
right,
these people
right.
really rule?
Mm-hmm.
But all I know was that something was done because everyone was talking about it.
Yes, yes,
You saw it. You saw
yes,
people were
yes,
fed up
yes,
and
yes,
people mobilized and people wanted to make their voices heard.
yes, yes.
Personally, Rose, when I came to the States, my thought was that I was coming to America the Beautiful. And I I was running away. I had to grapple with terms of even personhood and nationhood and like all of that from my standpoint as a
Yeah,
Jamaican, because I
yeah,
was in Jamaica feeling unwanted
yes,
because
yes.
I was queer, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So I am jumping into the United States seeking safety,
Yep,
you
yep.
and really feeling safe in my queer self, safe enough that I
Right.
can explore and I can sit in front of you today to say that I identify as a non binary person and my pronouns are they, them.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
what I did not really
Expect.
expect was that there would be this huge thing about race.
Yes.
And I felt it the moment I got here, Rose. And at first,
Wow.
I didn't know what it was. But me navigate the space
Navigate.
because me, I said,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here and I'm trying to work on it.
yeah, yeah.
But once the pandemic happened and we all had time to look at really what was happening in the news,
Mm-hmm.
who were saying, what was coming out, the 1619 project that the New York Times did, like really opened up a
Up.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of people had a lot of things to
To
say.
say, yeah.
And then that informed me. And then I began to think of these different aspects in my day to day life when this is the same exact feeling I have, and I couldn't place it. And that was when I really could place it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even case in point, like these conversations wasn't really even coming up in
Coming
my
up.
relationship, and
Yeah.
I am in a relationship with a white man,
What I might, man. Yep. Yep.
and we would speak about race from an ideological
Mm-hmm.
concept and like a political concept
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
society, and we're meaningful people,
Right.
but we did not really speak about the implications it had with
Address it.
in
Yeah.
relationship.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it did not come up until all of that,
That came exactly came
you
to
know
be. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so for me, I think it was a reset button for a lot of people. Still, a lot of people don't get it because
Yeah.
you're seeing as a result the uprising that is happening after a fact, and like what you saw
Yeah.
it on at what
Yeah.
happened at the Capitol.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So, but as
Yep.
much as that is happening, I also feel like people became more aware and people decided to change things in their life as a result. And I can tell you that I was one of those
You're
persons.
one of those people.
So I feel like, it was necessary.
Right.
It was
Right. Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah. It definitely was. It definitely
It-
was.
it's
I
a lot of things in this country is kind of like problematic. That's what I'm realizing, that the history is very, and no one wants to reconcile anything.
nobody.
No one
Yeah.
wants to admit to anything. So it
Yeah.
just makes it harder,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And
Nobody wants to talk about it. Yeah.
yeah,
Nobody wants. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yes, very much sweep it under the rug. And you know,
Yeah.
I don't know what the solution is, but what I do know is that people have to be much more authentic about
Yes.
themselves. And I
About the
came
yeah.
out of that situation telling myself, Rose, that I am going to live my life authentically,
Yeah.
and I'm not, as best as I possibly can, I'm not going to let any of like what this is, bring me down.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard
Mm-hmm.
thing to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
It-
I totally agree. Yeah, because like I said, I have that one little son of mine, and I was worried. I mean, I still worry for him.
And he's in Florida.
Exactly, exactly. But I gotta just keep praying for him. I pray for all the black men
Yeah.
that are struggling. There are people that go through this like on a daily basis. So we just have to just keep lifting them up and keep praying for them, and just hope for the best. We have to just hope for the
Yeah.
best. We have to keep at it. That's definitely one thing we have to keep. We definitely have to keep at it. We can't just say no, or when something happened, then we drop it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to kind of keep at it, and
And honestly, Rose, in a weird way, I feel like that is why there is so much kind of like confusion
mm-hmm,
today, because
mm-hmm,
people are moving forward.
forward.
And I don't think they, whoever they are,
Other right?
want us to know that.
No,
So they are
no.
just placing the seeds of confusion,
Yep, yep,
you
yep,
know, as a
yep.
tactic to suppress. But we have to see that as a
Yep.
tactic and push
And
forward.
push forward. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Yep, I agree with you. I do agree with you. Yes.
Mhm.
But yeah, like me say, I'm not a politically charged person.
Yes.
I know somebody,
It- and
I
it's
know
such a
people who are, and it's a very
yeah,
sensitive subject too. So it depends on who you're actually having a conversation with too. So, yeah.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but at least it never tear you down. It never, make you go crazy. So that's one good thing. Yeah. And
Yeah,
like you
thank
say,
God.
you
The reason
learn. Yeah, you learned. Yeah, you learned. Yeah, yeah, you came out of it, with a
it was
little bit of
hard. Like the pandemic was hard.
was
Like
hard.
I would not want to ever go through that
Yes.
ever again. And we are still
Yep.
going through it.
We still,
That's
we still, we
we
still.
are
Yeah,
still
we're
going
not, it's not over.
through it.
Yeah.
But I will say I was grateful for the time to myself,
Yes. Yeah.
because we've never had an opportunity to have this much time.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
know?
That is true. We always say we don't have the time for do XYZ, but we had the time, but then we couldn't do much. You understand? We couldn't go nowhere. We couldn't do nothing.
What
So
I
yeah, it
can
was just like kind of
do.
like it was like backwards. Like okay,
Mhm.
now I have the time. What do I do? So yeah, but yeah, at least whatever it was, whatever happened, at least I guess the bulk of it or the worst of it is probably past at this point. So we can live our lives a little bit, a little bit better, I guess. See you start your business, me I do my little thing at home with my little, my little channel and things. So yeah. So I mean, it works out. It had its, I guess, positive side to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Bad and good at the same time.
exactly, 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 exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this was great. I enjoyed this a
It
lot.
really was.
Um, I just have one question for you. If you have any tips or suggestions on anybody that probably want to start probably something like a job like yours, yeah, a business, sorry, like yours. You have any suggestions for them? Any, like, do you have anything you want to tell them?
The first thing I would say is that if you have the thought that this is something that you want to do,
Mhm.
you should do it. And specifically, like personal training as a business, as
Right.
opposed to going and working at a gym.
At a gym.
There's some, community gyms and like small business gyms that
Right.
look out for their trainers. But
Hmm.
most of these gyms, they're not looking out for you. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
want to make money. It's a money
Yep.
making thing
Yep.
for them.
Yep.
So it is much better for you to do it where you are
Your
in a,
own business. Exactly. Your own business person. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, that would be my greatest suggestion.
Okay.
Do it as
Okay.
you are. And all of these certifications are, really accessible. It's a little kind for drop, for get the accreditation. but Nazim, the one that I took, I think is the most comprehensive. You know, it's my bias, but but definitely getting a certification is also key, and continuing education. But if
Continue,
you
right.
really want to do this, you really are going to develop yourself anyways, because
Okay.
what you will begin to realize is that you're feeding into the lives of these people. And if you want good, you're going to always seek, ways
Okay.
on doing things. It's a very
Right.
dynamic job, you know, it's therapy.
Right. Right. True.
Because
True.
movement is medicine. I begin to realize that more and more when I continue to train people and see how people straighten them back and how people can get up and sit down and pick up things and move around and like optimally. So if you
I like
really
that.
want to help
Movement
people,
is medicine. I like that. I like that. Yeah, movement is medicine. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. Okay. So
mhm.
it's best to get, your little qualification, your certifications and stuff like that before deciding if, that's the direction you want to go in.
Yeah,
And then just go for it.
and do it
Okay.
on your own.
Okay.
Do it on your own. Do not try to go to any big gym.
Okay. 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 Good.
And I
Good to
would
know.
say too
Hmm.
for your viewers as well,
Right.
support small business.
That's
Support
true.
small
That's
business and
true.
people in your neighborhood, because everybody benefits that way, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. In
Just
your
as how them,
community. Yeah.
yeah, just as how they're really just very nonchalant
Mm-hmm.
with the client, with the trainers in the big box gym. It trickles down to the clients as well, because everybody I try navigate and I try train 40 clients to earn a living, when you
Right.
really could train 15 clients on your own.
And
You're
yes.
comfortable.
And still, yeah, exactly. Still have time for yourself, Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. Okay.
mhm.
Okay, that's good. I'm gonna ask you for all the information on all the stuff, the chef, the places that probably maybe you actually got your qualifications, your studies, what you did. I can drop it in the description so people can, if people are interested, and they can definitely look you up,
For
or look the
sure.
places up. I appreciate you doing that as well. And yeah, I mean, this was great. I'm glad I was able to get with you. I
Me
like this,
too. It
and I
was
can't
fun,
wait
bro.
for the next one. Next,
I
listen to me.
can't wait.
Next time you have a drink, okay? Next time you
The
must have a
next
drink.
time we're gonna have a
Okay,
drink.
okay, okay. Good,
But we
good,
can
good, good.
cheers for the
Yeah, we
kombucha.
can't still cheers. We can't still cheers. Cheers. And I know you have things to do, and I know we allotted a certain time, and I know you have
Mhm.
things to do. You have company. The weekend is here, and I know you want to get started with that. Again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. And yeah, I can't wait for
Thank
the
you
next
for
time.
having me, Rose. And
Yeah,
we're gonna do it again
yeah,
soon.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You're so welcome. You're so welcome, my love. But thank you. Enjoy your weekend, and we will talk soon. All right. Bye.